Hi everyone, my name is Tigran and I'm the co-founder of the Kinetex network. So we are in Kinetex working for cross-chain solution, for mass adoption of DeFi. And today, my journey, I will talk about the bad UX, security challenge. I will ask you ideal model of DeFi and I will take a look in the future. So let's imagine a situation that we are a general user and we want to start a yield farming. So we need to understand how that works. For example, I have on my wallet, like let's imagine Bitcoin or Matic or BNB, whatever. And I want to put it in yield, for example, in Ethereum. So what I will do? First, I will open Google, start searching, find some bridge, because I have a token on another network. After I need to connect my wallet, select network, pay gas, and I will start the bridge. And after this, my assets transfer somewhere in a black hole, and I need to wait. Why black hole? I call it black hole because design of the bridge is like a group of pools, and in the middle, it's a group of validators. And we always need to trust these validators. So we don't know what happens there on the back end. And because of this design, there's a lot of different vectors of attacks. So they can be attacked on the validators, this can be compromised, this can be logic error, this can be attacked on smart contracts or wrapped assets. And as we know already, according to different statistics, we saw already a lot of different attacks. So, but for example, let's imagine we have a super native ZK bridge, and we're not concerned about the security problem. Okay. I start to do bridging, and I receive my asset on another network after 15 minutes, just for example. But this is not over. What I need to do after? I need to find DEX. So I will go on a DEX, I need to set a slippage tolerance, I need to monitor price impact, and I need to have a gas. I also need to have a gas on another network, because bridge don't send it to me. And if I don't have a gas, what I will do? I come back again on the first network, I swap it, and I start to do bridging. That's not good. It's really complicated. So for me, it will take at least 15 minutes more. And already, I'm a little bit tired. Okay, finally, for example, I have gas, I launch a DEX, I receive my USDC. Okay, so what I will do next? I still need to keep going to get my result. So I will go again to the Google, start searching. I will find some pool, for example, on Ethereum with the yield about like 3 or 5%, and I also need to pay gas. As a bonus, I will get some kind of virtual token. And this virtual token I also need to put again somewhere, and I need to understand everything how this is working. So I need to keep going. I again find a new pool. I put again my virtual token. I pay gas for this, and now finally I get my yield. I start my yield program. I spent for this at least 1 hour, and for me, for example, it's okay. But for the general user, that's not okay. This is not story about the mass adoption. This is not story when we can involve new users to the crypto space, because we need to learn them. We need to explain to them how everything works. And also, just for professional users, for normal users, just let's calculate how much time I pay. I pay in a different steps. So I pay for the bridge. I pay for the validators. I pay commission to liquidity providers. I pay to the DEX. I also may have some losses because of the malwares that they can eat my asset. I need to monitor price impact. I need to pay gas in the yield. I will pay 9 times commission just to put my asset from one network to the yield farming in Ethereum. So I think this is not good situation. This is not talk about the mass adoption. So, but let's imagine, let's take a look in the future. Like, what is the ideal model? How we expect to see the DeFi and crypto space like in the near future? So we can talk about the intents. what is this intent? Intents, basically, this is my request. So I can ask somebody that I want to put my tokens in yield farming. For example, if you know me, you can call me or ask me, Tigran, help me. But if you don't know me, you need to do it. You need to do it by your way. And like one of the most important things which we will mention, that I want to do it in one transaction. I don't want to understand everything how that works. I just need security way, and I want to do it in one transaction. So now I will talk about the in the future. So how resolvers, intents, account abstraction can help in a cross-chain and can help in a yield. This is most interesting part. So in the past, as I previously say, what will do user? They will go to Google, start searching. After they need to have a guess on each network. They also need to understand all the complicated settings like slippage, slippage tolerance, like price impact. They need to understand all the roles. They need to understand everything how to work in pools. Why? Because they will take all the responsibilities. They will take all the responsibilities and they will take all the risks. And this is one of the hugest problems of the mass adoption and crypto, especially in the DeFi. So, but let's imagine future. How we can see future if we talk about the intents. So the intents is some kind of delegation. When I say, I have token B, and I won't pay for it in a token B, receive token A with yield X. So that's my intent. And I want to do it in a one transaction. And I want to do it in some super safe way. I don't want to trust somebody. I don't want to find a broker and listen to him or trust him that he will do it for me, he can bring money for me. So I will send my intent request to some network. For example, it can be auction. And let's imagine that we have an account abstraction. So what is this account abstraction? In a few words, it's a smart contract. So where I can send my messages, but free. I don't need to pay for it each time. Because right now, if I want to do something in blockchain, I need to pay every time for this. But I just want to send my message to the network that I have an intent. And for example, it can be anyone. It can be, I want to swap A on B, or I want to put it in a yield, or I want to sell something. So the first, user create request. The second, send it to the network. And network notify all the players. So network notify everyone that we have a new request. So, and resolvers, we call them resolvers. This is a professional market maker who inside the auction. They will start to compete between each other. So as soon as network finds the best one, so the best one who match all the criteria, they will send a message again to the decentralized network. Why we need to send it again to decentralized message? Why we can do it directly like P2P? Because we need to guard our user. We need to guard confidential part. We need to guard from DDoS attack. We need to guard from false challenges and a lot of other different things. So, but user, as soon as he receives and he sees that all the conditions are met, user can provide a signature. So that's all. So basically, it's like a booking service. When you travel somewhere and you say, I want to find a hotel, I want to find a car or whatever, you don't need to understand how all the algorithms working on the back end. You just see list of different offers and you say, okay, this offer match me. I can sign it. It's interesting for me. So that's some kind of future where we can integrate it anywhere. We can integrate it in wallets, we can integrate it in games, we can integrate it in the protocols, whatever. And this is a decentralized market, where we have a professional market makers or other different traders, and we don't need to trust them. So as a result, user make just one click, he sent his intent, and he said, I want to do something. And another guys, he will manage it. Or it can be group of guys, no matter. They need to compete between each other. They find the best solution. So for example, it can be, right now, I just show you example how complicated to put ACIDs between, if you have one network and you want to put in another network. And a lot of guys who are trying to do this, and sometimes they receive bad feedback from the bridges or they get hacked. Why? Because they take all the risks. They take all the risk responsibilities by himself, and not always they can do a good audit. Not always they can understand how they need to make all the settings. So, and one of the most interesting things here, that if we use like auction in an instance, so we can make like a P2P order. So we don't need to pay a lot of different commissions. So we just ask our, like the best, our winner who wins this competition, we ask him, can you make for me this deal? And he say, okay, so you sign it, and there can be different ways how we can manage. For example, he have a collateral. So let's say you want to exchange, like swap 10,000. But you see that the market maker, he have, for example, 1 million collateral. And you understand that this is a safe way, because no matter what will be happen with his solution, you always have a collateral of this system. And how does it work? So the market maker withdraw your funds, and he have, for example, like limit time, let's say 1 minute or 2 minutes, when he need to complete this transaction. If he not complete this transaction, anyone can liquidate him. And one of the best solutions here is a zero knowledge proof. Because zero knowledge proof, we don't need to trust validators. We can, like anyone can launch it. So you just pay a gas, and you can liquidate this position. So it's a free money. So it's like easy money for anyone. So as a result, Intents and account abstraction is like a platform where the users can send free message for his request. And also we have an auction for resolvers. Resolvers is a professional markets who manage everything. And we have a 2-tron chain transaction. We have a super fast execution. It's like 10 or 15 seconds. It depends on the blockchain, because the speed will be the same as the blockchain confirmation. And security way, it will be based on a network, because our smart contract is like our account abstraction is based on a network where we do it. So let's take a look on the numbers. How different can be the result. As you can see here on a chart, for example, different in the prices, like in the gas prices. Why? Because if you go to the bridge always costs at least from 2 to 300 gas units. After we need to go on a DEX and we blast it. So make transaction manually or use aggregator, it will be always for you more expensive, because you spent about like 600-700 just on one transaction. It's okay for you if you make one swap per month, but if you are a professional player or you owner of the like liquidity pools and you need to move a lot of transactions, like 1,000 transactions, this is not okay. And also the rate. The problem in the rate here, if we go into the bridge need to share. He need to share with the validators, he need to share with the pool liquidity providers. And bridge cannot give you technically more than 0.96. This is number from blockchain. We analyzed a lot of data and we see the difference. But what can do resolver? Resolver can use any liquidity. He can use liquidity from CeFi, DeFi, his own liquidity, or borrowed liquidity. No matter what's happened, it's always cheaper, because we don't need to use like a bunch of code of like Omnichain and all the solutions. If you're interested in these topics like intents, account abstractions, you can have more information on research forums, especially like Ethereum Foundation and other topics. Or you can contact me or my partner Mike. He is more technical guy. I'm more responsible in strategic development, but he is more technical guy. Thank you. That's all.